Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Sixers win! Sixers win. Sixers win, Sixers win, Sixers win, Sixers win, Sixers win. Woo! What a thriller that was, man. It felt like a damn playoff game. Thank you for being here. Please do me one favor before we get started. Close out the chat one time and hit that thumbs up for me. If you are a Sixers sicko, if you are absolutely ecstatic at the fact that Joel Embiid is back, at the fact that the Sixers are playing at this level, definitely a lot of things that happen in this game. Definitely a roller coaster. Definitely a lot of things that I want to talk about. Be active in the chat. Become a member if you want the badge next to your name. If you want me to see you in the chat over everybody else, become a member of the channel. Or drop a super chat. That's always appreciated. Anything, membership, super chat, anything, just helps me grow the brand and gives you a little bit of extra content. All right? Yeah, 450 people in here already, man. We're going to talk about it all. Thanks for being here. I didn't even get the score up here, dude. I don't even remember what the final score was. Here we go. Now I can start. Here we go. The Philadelphia 76ers beat the Miami Heat 109-105 in a thriller. Came down to the wire, down to the fourth quarter. There was so many runs, so many momentum changes. Oh, damn, I don't have my, hold on a second. I'm not, hold on a second. Give me 1 second. I got to put up my BetUS overlay. There we go. This is brought to you by BetUS. BetUS is the #1 online sports book. And they are giving you a 125% deposit match on up to $2,500 on your first 3 deposits. You should have been on there taking the Joel Embiid overs. I was telling everyone today, man. Joel Embiid back off of injury. All these betting apps, everybody, they always have it low. They always have it low. And Joel Embiid's just one guy that plays a certain style of basketball that he could come back from a knee injury and drop 29. I think his number on there was 24.5. You should have took it. If you put $500 on BetUS, you will have $1,250 to play with. BetUS has 24/7 customer service and 24-hour payouts. Click the link in my description. Use the code JOIN125. Get 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. Also we are also giving away $125 in free play to 5 of my subscribers. The first 5 people to DM me on Twitter showing me they made a BetUS account will get $125 free dollars to play with. So go to betus.com, use the link in my description, make an account, DM me on Twitter showing that you made an account, and we'll give you $125 to get started. How's that? Who else is doing that? Nobody. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. Let's get down to business. Sixers win a thriller 109-105. And look, there's a lot of directions I could go. There's a lot of things I could say. The fact that Joel Embiid is even playing the way that he's playing right now, fresh off of knee surgery, is absolutely out of this world. Tyrese Maxey getting Joel Embiid back is just unbelievable. It just took his game to another level because how many months, 2 straight months of Tyrese Maxey trying to do it all by himself and still putting up the numbers he was putting up. Now he gets the gravity of Joel Embiid. How are you gonna stop this? How? But the first thing I want to say is the Sixers' #3 scorer saved the day. They were playing without a certain player today, and do we care? Not really. Like I said on my video before the game, it doesn't make a difference. He's just a guy. With or without him, they're basically the same team. Actually, with him, we kind of feel like we need to get him the ball sometimes. And I don't know if it's the best thing for this team. The Sixers' real number 3 scorer in 2024 saved the game. One Kelly Oubre. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelly Oubre Jr., Tsunami Poppy, your girlfriend's favorite NBA player, Kelly Oubre Jr. saved the game. When it came down to it, we got there because of Joel and Tyrese, yes, but we struggled with the zone the whole second half. Down to the fourth quarter, Maxey's getting double teamed again. Joel Embiid's completely gassed out. He gassed out in the second half, and it's the only real thing that he needs to get back is that conditioning, and will be unstoppable. Kelly, you're sitting there like, what are we going to do against this zone defense? You just had that who's going to save the game feeling. Kelly Oubre. Paul Reed blocks Jimmy Butler. Kelly Oubre on a fast break. It's a tough bucket. Well, when we were struggling and they were double teaming Max, they were still running that zone. Kelly Oubre got a tough bucket. Then another possession, we come down. Maxey gets double teamed again at the top. Kelly Oubre in the corner. Hits a 3. 5 straight points from Kelly Oubre to put the Sixers up 1 when we were really struggling to get anything going in that moment of a game where you're down 4 and it just looked like, damn, the zone kind of took us out. Joel's gassed. Maxey's getting trapped up top. We're done for unless somebody steps up. And Kelly Oubre gives you 5 straight points right there to put the Sixers up 1. Then you get another Tyrese Maxey mid-range fall away. He was doing that all night. He hit a huge one in the fourth quarter right there. We start ramping up the defense on Terry Rozier. The guy's running from one end of the court to the other. He's just trying to do absolutely everything. I think the Miami Heat, they just didn't really look like they had that many offensive options when it came down to it. I feel like most of their points came from offensive rebounds, But once we finally started rebounding towards the end and we were chasing Rozier around, we were up 3 after the Maxey mid-range. And then Kelly Oubre comes up with a steal, fast break, full contact finish through Butler or Haysmith, whoever it was. No love from the officials, doesn't matter. Finishes through contact, flexes on him. Kelly Oubre, 7 points in that span that really saved the 76ers. And it is just time. This starting lineup, Kyle Lowry, Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre, Nicholas Batum, Joel Embiid. That's the best lineup for the Sixers, man. And again, Kelly Oubre saved the day. The Sixers' number 3 scorer came through when Joel was gassed, when Maxey was having trouble with the double teams. Kelly saved us. Then you get a crazy Terry Rozier 3-pointer over KJ Martin, who, again, I love being out there. I love KJ Martin had a big bucket in the fourth quarter on the left side, kind of in that zone where we were, you just need somebody to penetrate. You need somebody to make something happen. Terry Rozier did that. KJ Martin did that. And then Terry Rozier late in the game. Good defense from KJ. Just a ridiculous shot from Terry Rozier trying to carry the Miami Heat team. Then Embiid shoots a 3 in the corner, air ball. And Jimmy Butler shoots a 3 on the other end, misses it. Haysmith gets an offensive rebound, dribbles it off his foot, and basically the game is over right there. Joel Embiid in that fourth hurt us more than he helped, but you can't really be mad at it because he's the only reason we were there. He was back. Joel was back in this game, man, back like he never left. And it is just a beauty to see. I'm at a loss for words when it comes to Joel Embiid. Because I said it jokingly like a month ago. I was like, what if he comes back and just starts cooking like nothing ever happened? And he did. He absolutely did. He's still running out of gas by the time the fourth quarter comes around. But we got, I think 5 more games before the play-in tournament for him to try to get that conditioning up. But the way that he is playing, off of knee surgery is just unbelievable. I don't think anybody really saw this coming. I think people thought he was going to be much more out of shape and much more and struggling much more than he is since he came back. The first half, when Embiid's fresh, before he gasses out in the second, when he's fresh, he looks like nothing happened at all. He looks like Joel Embiid just took a couple of months off and came right back, and it's incredible. He just looks like the Joel Embiid of old, and he's absolutely unstoppable when he's looking like that. First half of the game, he's just cooking, just unstoppable. ISO jumpers, jumpers over Bam, jumpers over whoever, jumpers over double teams. There was a play where he split a triple team at the free throw line and did a finger roll 8 feet from the basket. He hit a 2-dribble floater off of 1 foot. Do you guys remember that? Did you see that? Joel, a 7-foot, 300-pound person, hitting a floater. Crazy. But even when he gassed out in the second half, and his shots were falling short, and there was some he missed a wide open layup on the right side. That's how you know he's tired. I mean, you're 7 feet tall, just dunk the ball. You know what I mean? He got one. We were trying to get Batum dropping those over the head passes to him down low, and one of them was just right on the right side of the rim. I mean, and he missed that one, and then he shot an air ball 3 from the corner, and he was gassing out. He was hurting us in that fourth when he came back in with 3 minutes left, at least shot-wise. Now, we could talk about his defensive impact all day, every day. Again, it's just completely game-changing night and day difference with Joel Embiid on the floor versus not, even though Paul Reed was playing great defense. It's just when you really watch how penetrating players avoid the paint with Joel in there, it changes the game. And his gravity, even with him struggling in the fourth, even with him airballing threes or missing layups or whatever, just the way the whole game revolves around the Joel Embiid gravity, even with him struggling, even with him being tired and gassed in the fourth and not being able to make a single shot, you're better with him on the floor. And the 76ers got Joel Embiid back, and they just beat the Miami Heat to move up to, I didn't look at the standings yet, I think we're still a half game behind them, but to inch closer to the 6th seed. The Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey 2-man game, from the beginning of this game, it came back like the one that got away. It came back like there was a girl you were in love with and she just disappeared for 2 months. And you were so sad. You're like, when's she going to come back into my life? The Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid 2-man game comes back into our lives and sweeps us off our feet again. And really, Joel being out for all that time, was it a blessing in disguise as far as Tyrese Maxey being forced to put the team on his back for a month straight, being forced to be the number one option, getting all of that experience against all these NBA teams, being the number one option, being the guy that you need to carry you and score for you to even have a fighting chance. So it just, Joel comes back, and I just still see this Tyrese Maxey so confident he doesn't even look like a number 2 option. You know what I'm saying? Does anybody else feel that same way? Joel comes back, but now I feel like you have 2 number 1s. And right off the jump, it's a Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey 2-man game. And Maxey's just flying to the rim like a bat out of hell because they're paying attention to Joel. And he's capitalizing on the hedge man or the center taking a half a step toward Joel Embiid, or the switch man being a little bit too slow on the switch, and he's flying to the rim. And it didn't matter who it was. Duncan Robinson, step right up. Terry Rozier, step right up. Jimmy Butler, doesn't matter. Tyrese Maxey really had a mid-range game going in this game that is game-changing. And we talk about this a lot, and I think Tyrese Maxey, throughout his short career so far, has gotten into stints or points of periods of time or periods of games where he's two-dimensional, where he's either all the way to the rim or he's shooting a three or he's forcing up a floater. That mid-range game takes his game to the next level and really like completes his game. And he had it going in this one, man. And both times Joel Embiid went out of this game, Tyrese Maxey went on a tear. Both times it happened in the first half, the end of the first when Joel went out of the game. But there was another big run by Maxey in that third quarter when we were struggling with the zone and Joel Embiid went out of the game and Miami went back to man-to-man. It's like they knew they could slow Joel down by going zone because you can't leave Joel one-on-one. But when Joel went out of the game, they would go back to man-to-man defense for about 2 minutes, and Maxey would say, okay, man-to-man, let's go. And he would just start getting buckets, and then the whole fourth quarter, I felt like they were in a zone because they couldn't stop either of them one-on-one. And then we just had to figure out ways to break the zone. We struggled with it a lot. We were trying to get Joel in the middle of that zone. It wasn't working. Then we switched to late in the game, we had KJ Martin being kind of the float man in that zone that you try to get it to and then make a play out of that, which sounds crazy, relying on KJ Martin's offensive skills to make something happen in the fourth quarter. But I got to credit Nick Nurse for constantly countering. You know, him versus Eric Spoelstra is so much fun to watch. When you really pay attention to the timeouts, the momentum runs, the coaching decisions, it is a lot of fun to watch Nick Nurse versus Eric Spoelstra. Yeah, that second time Joel Embiid went out, and Tyrese Maxey took a double team to the rim and went high off the glass on the top right. Just gives me Allen Iverson vibes when he does things like that, because AI used to just, bro, it didn't matter. You would bring a double, you thought he was too far from the rim, and he would go so high off the glass, you'd be like, how the fuck did he make that? Tyrese had one of those, man. And again, no love from the officials in the whole game for Tyrese Maxey, by the way. No love. No love. Just finishing through contact, play after play after play after play, looking at the refs like, what the hell? But yeah, the thing that stands out to me most about Tyrese Maxey's performance tonight was that mid-range game, man. He really was getting to that fall-away mid-range. And in the first, what did he have in the first quarter, bro? What did he have in the first half? 20-something? And it really looked like his shot was so locked in, and you can just tell that Tyrese Maxey practices those shots over and over and over and over and over again. You can just tell, bro. You know what I mean? There's always this Jalen Hurts quote that pops into my mind when I think about it, when he's just so stoic, stone-faced in front of the media, and he says, the work is going to show itself, you know? I don't have to worry about anything because I put the work in. And it's going to show. You're going to see on the field, or you're going to see on the court. I put the work in. You know what I mean? You're building a house. Eventually, you're going to if you put the work in, things are going to happen. If you lift weights consistently over a period of time for 6 months, you're going to get stronger and build muscle. If you put shots up consistently every day over a period of time, the shot is going to get better and better and better and better and better. And you can just tell how hard Tyrese Maxey works, because that shot is money. And that fall away mid-range is taking him, I'm telling you, man, that I don't know how teams are going to stop that. If he's got that locked in the playoffs, and Joel has his conditioning back, and you're trying to stop Joel, and then Tyrese is getting to a fall away mid-range that it looks like he can't miss. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to get to the super chats in a second. There's a couple more things I want to say. There's 830 people in here. Do me a favor if you haven't yet. Hit the like button. Close out the chat one time. Hit the like button. That's how we're going to get this stream pushed out a little bit more, and we're going to break 1,000 live viewers tonight. Do me that favor. Give me 800 likes, man. Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield is still struggling mightily. And, I noticed definitely some efforts from Nick Nurse to run specific actions for Buddy Hield, and he's just absolutely folding. I don't know what's going on with Buddy Hield and his confidence. There's a play late, 2 plays late, where Buddy's playing off of Maxey, and this is exactly where you want Buddy Hield to be on the floor. You want Buddy Hield to be that sniper next to Tyrese Maxey, because when Joel was out of the game in the fourth quarter, now you know what they're going to do. They're going to bring the double team to Tyrese. Buddy Hield's supposed to be that sniper that you can't let go. Maxey kicks it to Buddy off of a double team, and he pump fakes a wide open shot. And I'm like, what is going on, buddy? Just let it fly, buddy. What's going on, buddy? Just let it fly. And he got to another one a couple of possessions later and missed a wide open left-handed layup. That might have been on a fast break. There was a defender there, but come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I don't know. That's the one thing that if Buddy Hield would get it going, you could really, really use him to make teams pay when they want to double Maxey, or when Joel and Maxey are out there running a 2-man game. If Buddy Hield's just standing there on the wing, you can really, really make teams pay by Buddy Hield being confident and getting back to being a 40+% three-point shooter on 7+ attempts per game. How did we trade for the best movement shooter in the game? Literally the last 5 years, he has more made threes than Steph Curry. And he comes to Philly and is pump faking wide open threes. I don't know. I want to shout out Kyle Lowry, 38-year-old Kyle Lowry, playing his ass off, playing his heart out, does not look like a 38-year-old player, is just giving it 110% every single possession, playing defense like a 28-year-old athlete, locking up Terry Rozier the entire first half, taking charges, diving for loose balls, back and forth with Miami bench because, he played there. Maybe a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, being traded to Charlotte. You traded me to the damn Charlotte Hornets? Me? He didn't really give much to Miami when he was there because he was injured that one whole season, really. But I think it was his first return to Miami, and he played with a little bit of vengeance in his step, you know what I'm saying? And he was chirping with all of his boys. They're probably all friends, but just lightheartedly going back and forth with Miami's bench. But Kyle Lowry played his ass off, man, and I don't know, man. Like, we thought Kyle Lowry was washed, when that trade happened. We thought Kyle Lowry was washed, and he had some big-time plays in this game, and I think most of his impact was in between the margins and on the defensive end, and really just setting up Tyrese Maxey to cook. Tyrese, I just looked at the stat sheet now. Let me bring the stat sheet up. I just looked at it now, and I mean, I'm blown away by Tyrese Maxey, man. Almost a 37-point triple-double. Almost a 37-point triple-double from Tyrese Maxey. You have a player next to Joel Embiid, finally, who is not past his prime, who actually hasn't even hit his prime yet, who can drop 37, 11, and 9 in big-time NBA games. And this felt like a playoff game. This had playoff energy. And the question that we've been asking for the past couple of years is, can Tyrese Maxey step up and be a star-level player in the playoffs? If tonight didn't tell you yes, then I don't know what to tell you. I think we still struggled with offensive rebounds. Again, obviously, I think Kevin Love had 16 boards. I think he had 10 offensive ones. Where's he at, man? He had 16 rebounds. I don't know if it's going to show me offensive rebounds here. Where's he at? Kevin Love. He only had 4 offensive rebounds, but 12 defensive, 16 total rebounds. And in that fourth quarter, man, it was like, bro, please get a board. I just wanted to win the game so bad. We were down by 7 with like 3 minutes left. It looked like we were completely down and out. That's when Kelly Oubre saved the day. But it was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful win. Thank you all for the super chats, man. Scott Soten, man, thank you for the super chat, my man. Love watching you, you sicko. Thanks for being here, man. The vibes are high right now. The vibes are very, very high. The Sixers are so back. It is incredible. We were so high at the beginning of the season. And this was before Cameron Payne, Kyle Lowry, Buddy Hield, I've already talked about him today. Hopefully we can get him going. But we were so high at the beginning of the season, then all the injuries happened, and we were low for a long time. And we are back. And Joel Embiid, his knee looks good, man. It looks good. Bam Adebayo dove at his knees twice. I'm not going to say anything about that. Just basketball plays. But is it a coincidence? I don't know. But there was a play where somebody dove for a loose ball. I think Lowry was on the floor with the ball, and Joel jumped over 2 players on his left leg, the surgically repaired knee, and landed on his left leg and took off sprinting. He looks 100% healthy. I don't think there's anything to worry about. Kobe, thank you for the super chat. I'm not worried about Buddy. He'll be back. A man deep, Mo Bamba for president. Bring back D Melton or no? Mo Bamba for president. That's probably the most random thing you could have said after this game. Bring back D-Melt. I don't see a role for him missing as much time as he's missed. I just don't see a role for him. You know what I mean? I don't. I think Cameron Payne also had a big-time three-pointer in that fourth quarter when we needed something from somebody. And he's just another one of those players that can come in a game when you're really needing a spark from somebody. Cameron Payne's another one of those players. And the Sixers have gone years without having guys like this, Kelly Oubre, Cameron Payne, Kyle Lowry went on spurts. It just feels nice to maybe have a pretty deep team and maybe have some options outside of 1 and 2. The whole James Harden year, we just watched Harden, Embiid. And as soon as they got shut down in the playoffs, what happened? Who stepped up? Nobody. Not Tobias Harris. Now you got a higher level of Tyrese Maxey, and you have this guy, this blue collar, this chip on his shoulder guy, this hungry dog, Kelly Oubre, who's just the nicest damn guy in the world and just plays the game with anger. And you have this guy who is on a vet minimum contract, is literally the definition of hungry dogs run faster. He's trying to get paid in the NBA. And he's just out there. He's not just a role player anymore, man. He's a legitimate number 3. The big 3 on this team is Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Kelly Oubre. And that's where I'm at with it. Mr. Rudy, thank you for the super chat. Kelly Oubre got revenge on Haywood Highsmith for crashing him on his bike. What? Oh my God, bro. Mr. Rudy, I don't know what you've been on lately, man, but you had a couple super chats last night that put big question marks on the screen. You got to redeem yourself soon, man. You've been falling off with the comments, bro. I'm just messing with you. DFJ Hoops, my man. What up, DJ? Great show last night. An impressive win tonight. Do you think our defense is in the fourth down the stretch disrupted? I can't read. Do you think the defense in the fourth down the stretch disrupted Miami's offense? Yeah, absolutely, man. If you really watch the defensive effort from the Sixers in that fourth quarter, and they got a couple of open shots that they missed. But we were chasing Terry Rozier around like Tyronn Lue was chasing Allen Iverson around in the 2001 NBA Finals. We were making him work. And that's why that shot over KJ Martin that he hit was so crazy, because I thought, bro, Terry Rozier's out of it. We took him out of it. We shut him down finally. We stopped him. And that three that he hit over KJ was crazy. But, yeah, the defense was big time in the fourth quarter. And it starts with players who are ready to move on the perimeter. Kelly Oubre, KJ Martin. Not Mr. I'm going to stand still and wait for the help defense behind me. Now, what do the Sixers do? We're better without Tobias Harris, man. We don't just say this because we hate him. You know, the people that don't really watch the game, they come in my Instagram comments all the time. You just hate him because of this, or that. You just hate him because of his contract. You just hate him, whatever. No, I literally think there's not really a role for him on the team. And when he's not here, everybody just shares the ball better. Everybody plays together better. Everybody moves faster on the perimeter. And now what do? Do they bring him back? Of course they bring him back if he's healthy. Unless Tobias is sitting there watching this game and saying, they don't need me, man. I'm an assassin scorer, man. And they don't need me, man. I don't know what happens with that. Oubre flexing on Butler was hilarious. That was Jimmy Butler, wasn't it? That he finished through contact late in the fourth, man. Just again. This is 2 games in a row. Kelly Oubre saved the game in the fourth quarter. 2 games in a row. 17 in the fourth last game. And in this game, when we were really struggling, when we were really stagnant against that zone in the fourth, and Joel was gassed and he was shooting air balls and Maxey was getting double teamed, Kelly Oubre got a tough one under the rim. Then he got a fast break off of a Paul Reed block on Jimmy Butler. And then the other one, a steal and a finish, and he finishes through Jimmy Butler and flexes on him. Looks at the refs, throws his hands up again. No calls. You're allowed. The NBA is allowed to play full contact on Kelly Oubre. Full contact all the time, 24/7. I don't know why Kelly Oubre cannot get a foul call. But just save the day. He is going to be huge in the playoffs, man. He is going to be huge in the playoffs. And look, even if the Sixers, even if they fall short, even if, I don't want to put this energy out there, but if Joel Embiid doesn't get his conditioning all the way back and he burns out in the fourth quarters and we lose a tough playoff series in the second round, the Sixers should be looking at, we're letting Tobias Harris walk. We're signing Kelly Oubre to a 3 to 5 year contract because he's 28 years old. He has 3-4 more years of this high-level play in him. And that's absolutely what should happen in the offseason. But he's gonna be big in the playoffs. Tony M, too many KJ Martin minutes. Bro, I need you to go watch it again, man. I need you to go watch it again, man. I need you to go to NBA.com. I need you to make a League Pass subscription. And I need you to go to the defensive. No, you know what? You don't even have to pay for League Pass, bro. Go to thehighlow.io, okay? I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you I'm doing you a favor. I'm telling you the bootleg sites, bro. Go to thehighlow.io, all right? Type in KJ Martin and watch all of his defensive plays in the fourth quarter. Come on, man. He was so important in that fourth quarter, man. It was so important in that fourth quarter. I'd rather see Council get some of Hield's minutes if he's still with the team, but that's not going to happen. No, why did you give away this? Thehighlow.io, man. Go there. Now you can you don't even have to pay for it. You can educate yourself on the game. I'm just messing with you. But it is thehighlow.io, man. Go there. The refs hate Kelly since he called them bitches in the Clippers. Your grandma's a bitch, man. That's crazy. That's taking it to the next level. Not even just talking about my mom. You gotta grandma's catching strays. Yeah, Kelly Oubre was massive, man. Kelly is nice, but he begins to play so much time. Still need to control his time. His healthy is also so important to the Sixers. What other takes you guys got in the chat, man? Question. How come we can bench Buddy when he isn't playing well, but we can't do the same for Tobias? Yeah, he's a $180 million man, bro. He's on a max contract, and they just continue to force him on us. No diddy. You know, they just continue to try so hard to make him a major part of this team. And, you know, it's I don't know what we're going to see in the playoffs. I have no idea. This is the way the team looks the best. I'm not saying Tobias, yeah, he does hurt you defensively, man. He's too slow on the perimeter. I don't know. I'm interested to see. Because that fourth quarter lineup right there and the fourth quarter lineup you saw last game, two different ones. I guess as long as Tobias is deferring to Kelly Oubre in the fourth quarter, it is what it is. We'll see, man. I don't know what to expect. I can't take calls because I'm still on the laptop. My PC's still in the shop. It's taking forever. They replaced both drives, and the guy said it still doesn't boot up. He has to replace the whole motherboard. It is a $2,000 PC, though, so, you know, it's going to cost me some money to get it fixed, but it's still cheaper than buying a brand new one. I hope. Who knows, man? I might get the bill from this computer repair guy at, like, an auto body shop. We'll see, man. DJ, give us your thoughts on Batum. Wasn't great in this game, right? Missed a couple important shots, missed a couple big ones, but his play next to Joel Embiid, you know, was good again. I just like him being out there with Joel. For his basketball IQ, he knows how to space the floor. He knows when to get Joel the ball and where to get it to him at. But yeah, he was terrible offensively in this game. He was 0 for 3, 0 for 4, 0 for 3 from 3. He did have 7 assists though. That's what you get with Nicholas Batum when Joel Embiid's on the floor. You know, you get 7 assists. And even though he shot terribly in this game, he still is respected from the defense, you know? So it's great. It's great to have a stretch four that can pass the ball, you know? Your job is to get the ball to Joel, but it's great to have a stretch four who the defense is still going to respect to give Joel Embiid as much space as possible. Do you remember all the years that we had a couple of idiots running this team who didn't understand that the biggest, most skilled center we've ever seen, legitimately, he's the size of Shaquille O'Neal with the skill level of Hakeem Olajuwon mixed with Kobe Bryant. The biggest, most skilled center we've ever seen needs more space than maybe anybody that's ever played. He needs space. Do you remember we had a couple of idiots running this team who, he needs space? Let's put Al Horford out there. Let's have a point guard who won't shoot the ball for 5 years. Let's trade for Tobias Harris, who scores most of his points in the paint. We finally have a roster that gives this guy space. Who should you have at power forward? A guy that's a threat to shoot a three that's also really good at passing the ball? Who should you have at small forward? A guy that's a threat to shoot the ball, but is athletic and can slash to the rim and can cut to the basket when Joel has the ball around the free throw line? Not rocket science. Who should you have at the 1 and the 2? A facilitating point guard who's a threat to shoot. A absolute bucket, all-star, playmaking shooting guard, Tyrese Maxey. Yeah. That should be the closing lineup. I think it should. Stephen Griffin. This game is probably the best I've seen from Tobias so far. Hopefully this continues in the playoffs. This game is the best I've seen from Tobias so far. Hopefully this continues in the playoffs, man. That's great. And I agree. I agree with you. Tobias Harris played his ass off in this game. Tobias Harris gave this team tonight what we've needed from him the whole season. Finally. By not playing. Peter Dunbar, man, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for your DM the other day, by the way, also. Very appreciative of things like that, and I love the fact that I can just rant about sports and give somebody some joy. You know what I'm saying? We have the easiest set strength of schedule. All of the Eastern Conference play-in teams. We better in. Pete, you okay, man? You drinking a little bit? What's going on here? We have the easiest strength of schedule of all the Eastern Conference play-in teams. We better in 6. Here's some money for a new mouse pad. What's wrong with my mouse pad, man? You can hear my mouse moving? Let's look at the standings. Let's look at the standings before we get out of here. Let's look at the standings, man. NBA standings. Yeah, when I get my PC back, we can get back to taking the Discord calls, but I don't want to run a bunch of programs on this MacBook right now because it'll bog it down and shit'll freeze or whatever. So beating Miami right there puts us in the 8th seed at a half a game behind Miami. Indiana is right there at 43 and 34. That puts us at 1 game behind Indiana. So yeah, that 6th seed is very attainable. Let's look at Miami's schedule the rest of the way because we need them to lose. We need them to lose a couple, and we need to win a couple. They got Houston, Indiana, Atlanta, Dallas, Toronto. Houston, Indiana, Atlanta, Dallas, Toronto. We need them to lose a couple. We need Indiana to lose a couple. And we need to win a couple to put us in the 6th seed. Houston, Indiana, Atlanta, Dallas, Toronto. That's not a crazy difficult schedule for Miami if they're fully healthy, playing their full roster and playing hard. If they start to take this seriously and say, nah, we need that 6th seed, that's not a difficult enough schedule for me to feel overly confident that they lose the amount of games we need them to lose. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. What happened to the standings? Here we go. Who else we need to look at? Indiana. We need them to lose a couple. Indiana has left. Scroll, bitch. Indiana has left OKC, Miami, Toronto, Cleveland, Atlanta. Indiana could lose a couple. Indiana's going to fall to the 8th seed. I'm going to say that. I'm going to predict Indiana's going to fall to the 8th seed. It's going to be between Miami and Philly, whether we end up in that 6th seed or the 7th seed in the play-in tournament. That's my prediction. We'll look at the games that we have left. We have left Memphis, San Antonio, Detroit, Orlando, Brooklyn. I'm interested in this Orlando game, man, because I just said earlier today, I don't know much about Orlando. I knew last year they upset some teams. They beat the Celtics 3 times last year, and they had a bunch of injuries. And once they got healthy last year, they were really rolling, But I just haven't really watched them this season, and they've been healthy this whole season. The beginning of the season, they were up in the standings, and we thought it was a fluke. Orlando's going to fall out of the standings like they always do, but they didn't. They're actually in play for the 3rd seed in the East. They're right there. So I'm interested in that Orlando game if both teams are, if both teams are full and both teams are taking those last couple of games seriously. I'm interested in that Orlando game because, you know, they could upset somebody in the playoffs. Alex in the chat says Magic suck. Well, they're almost the 3rd seed in the East, so, you know, insightful take there. So we got Memphis, San Antonio, Detroit, Orlando, Brooklyn. 5 more games for Joel Embiid to continue to get his conditioning back. Again, you noticed it tonight where he was really gassed in the 4th. He really flamed out. He really fell off. But man, when he's feeling good and energized, bro, he's the Joel Embiid from the beginning of the season. He didn't miss a beat. Came back from surgery like nothing ever happened, man. So, and I think today he looked like he had a lot more energy than last game. So I think you're going to continue to see him look better and better each and every game. I don't think there's any reason for him to sit except maybe Sunday against San Antonio. There's a Saturday against Memphis and a Sunday against San Antonio. I could see maybe Joel sitting Saturday and playing Sunday because he gave Wemby 70 earlier this season. And Joel might be saying, listen, if you guys are going to make me sit out one of these games of this back-to-back, I want to give Wemby 70 again. Maybe. Or maybe they're like, listen, he's healthy. There's no point in sitting him at all because we need him to continue to ramp up. So actually, what would sitting him in any of those games even do? I'm not sure. We'll see what they end up doing. But you know, then you get to end the season against Brooklyn, who are frauds. You know they are. Ben Simmons again out for the season. Figured out a way to get paid $180 million without playing basketball. You got to credit the skill there for what he pulled off. But yeah, man, I hope I covered everything I wanted to cover, man. I hope I said everything I wanted to say. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thanks for hanging out. The Sixers win again. We are so motherfucking back. And every team in the East better be on notice. I'm telling you right now. I don't know who is stopping this team with a healthy Joel Embiid. Boston, we're coming for you. Milwaukee? Seriously? I would love to take you out in the first round, but if we got to wait till the second, I'll be happy with that too. Knicks are injured. Cavs are frauds. Orlando, we don't know yet. Miami, I'm confident against them in a 7-game series too. And I can't wait to post what I just said on Instagram and Twitter so all of the Boston fans can cry and cry and cry and cry. This is maybe the most excited playoff start we've had in the Joel Embiid era. I'm out. Have a great night. You guys are awesome. I love you. I'll see you soon.